Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back to do my Sephora recommendations video for you guys. Hopefully I'm back also to continue to upload. I feel like I'm a broken record, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but things are settling down. But right now I want to do my recommendations for the Sephora VIB sale. It is coming up. I believe it starts this Friday. I will have the dates on the screen and down below, but essentially this is where you get 10, 15, or 20% off everything at Sephora. So I'm always excited when this time of year comes around. This is the time to stock up, buy gifts, tons of gift sets, and then try new products, maybe some stuff that's a little bit pricier. I'm going to try to focus on going over products that are new to me, stuff that I recommend that I haven't talked about in my previous VIB recommendations videos. Now, I still am loving a ton of the same products. I was going back to my other videos, just so many products that I'm still loving, and I didn't want to be so repetitive. And because I've loved a lot of these products for so long, if I were to go over the entire list, it would be the third or fourth time that I'm mentioning some of the products. So what I'm gonna do is go over newer products that I've found since the last sale, because I do have quite a bit that I'm really excited to share with you. And then I'm gonna link down below other products like, concealer, foundation, primer, all of that other stuff will be in the description box. So if you're interested and you're like, well, what pressed powder does she like? Or what loose powder does she like? It will all be linked down below and also written out for you if you're making a list, because I know some of you do. But otherwise, I'm just gonna focus on the new because there's a lot of new. I'm loving it. So everything will be linked down below. Let me know what you're picking up during the sale. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into what I recommend for the Sephora VIB sale. Okay, so to start out, I'm actually gonna jump around a little bit, but I wanna talk about some new finds that I'm just so excited about. The first being this fragrance that I've not heard anybody talk about. I have not even seen one influencer haul this, try this, nothing. Now, I could be missing some, but I have to shout out the 5 Cents Life of the Party fragrance. Wow, I am absolutely picking up the full size when the sale starts. So this smells very similar to me to Baccarat 540. So the notes are black currant, peach blossom, saffron, midnight jasmine, and ambrox. It smells a little bit more feminine to me than Baccarat. It's just absolutely beautiful, sweet, musky, but it has that beautiful floral. I feel like this is perfect for day or night. I'm shocked that this has not gone viral on TikTok, and I'm actually scared because when things go viral on TikTok, they sell out. So I'm definitely picking up the full size, but you guys, if you love scents that are very much like Baccarat or Cloud, but you want something that is not so childlike, I feel like Cloud is really light every day. This is the perfect in between. I just think it's absolutely stunning. I highly recommend checking this out. Now, if you're more of a body mist type of person, I highly recommend checking out these new hair and body mist from Fleur. So Fleur has come out with a ton of really interesting perfumes, but I really haven't found any that I was like wowed over. I think there was like one aquatic one. These new body mists are so delicious. So they came out with 3. My favorite has to be the Vanilla Skin. These are very similar to the Sol de Janeiro, but I would say elevated and they last longer. So not quite as like sweet and childlike, I guess, which I love the Sol ones. This just has a smidge more sophistication, but it's not overly intense or mature. So Vanilla Skin is really musky, warm vanilla scent, but it has a smidge of spice. It's just enough to not make it, again, just like a Bath & Body Works type of scent. So I definitely think a lot of people are going to enjoy this one. And then another one I think is going to be super popular. This one reminds me a lot of the Sol scents. This is Amber Haze. So this one is definitely more of like a sweet floral. This is just one of those easy scents that you can wear all year round. It's just super easy to throw in your bag. And I feel like any of these are honestly going to be an easy blind buy, just because none of them are overly offensive in any way. So if you're a fan of the Sol body mist like I am, but you want something that's gonna last longer and just have a little bit more of that special, unique feel, I highly recommend checking these out. These are hands down my favorite release from Fleur to date. Next, I have to rave about this setting spray. I have fallen in love with this setting spray and used it every single day for the past few months. I have to say that this Cali Ray Surf Proof setting spray is top tier. This has replaced the Charlotte Tilbury for Cheryl, and I have to agree. I have been using this every single day, and when I tell you I've been moving boxes, contractors are here, we are picking up tile, it's been hot, it's fall now, but you know, the past few months it's been hot, right? I've been sweating every single day. I'm telling you, my makeup doesn't move. Literally, no joke, it really is like a waterproof setting spray, but it's not as drying as other setting sprays. It's just a little bit more hydrating, so it's almost like using a MAC Fix Plus that also holds your makeup in all day. I can't rave about it enough. I've been through, I think I did go through one full bottle in the past couple months, so I will absolutely be stocking up. I think I might get 2 or 3 bottles because I do use this every single day. This one was like a dark horse. I was like, no, you know, a clean beauty spray, it's just gonna add moisture. This locks your makeup in. I'm telling you, I would be dripping sweat and beads would just be rolling off, but my makeup was intact. Can't recommend this enough. It is that good. Moving on to eyeshadows, I only have 2 new ones that I really have to just drive it home how much I love them. I'm wearing a mixture of them today. You guys already know that I was gonna rave about the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette she has ever launched. No questions. It is absolutely stunning. This is one of those that leans cool, but it's very light, so it's perfect for every day for my skin tone. It just has a mix of like these peachy colors that you can use to warm up your look, or you can go straight in with these sort of like smoky, grungy shades, but it's muted somehow. It's just absolute perfection. I love her midi palettes, so I'm not surprised. And some of these shimmers are to die for. They are absolutely beautiful. So I used this one today on my lid, but for the mattes, I used another palette. But this palette, I cannot recommend it enough. Now this is obviously on sale during the Sephora sale. I do also have a code with Natasha Denona. If you wanna pick any of her products up, you can get 15% off. So if you're somebody that's a beauty insider, maybe you only get 10% off at Sephora, you can check out any of her products on her website with the code BabsBeauty for 15% off. So I will also link that down below, but this palette is my favorite, although I know she is launching, or she just launched a new palette and I already ordered it, so I'm excited to try that as well. The other new palette that I am absolutely loving, I haven't even used it on my channel yet. I missed the launch of this doing a video, but of course I bought it. Now this is a splurge, but it is really just perfect for every day. This is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3 palette. So this is the matte eyeshadow palette. I already know I love his formula. His formula is super buttery and really soft, very reminiscent, I would say, of ABH in terms of how soft it is, but it is crazy pigmented. It blends like a dream. And then in his palettes, you do also get 2 bases. So you can use that as liner. You can use it to really deepen up if you're doing like a halo eye. Now, what makes this a little bit different is it does have a couple cool tone shades in here. I'm still absolutely loving the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes. I know a lot of people either love or hate that palette. I love it. Like, I'm gonna hit pan on some of the shades, but this is sort of in that wheelhouse for me. So I recommend both of them. I think it's just honestly perfect for every day. Moving on to one of my favorite categories, if not my favorite, we have to talk about blush. Blush is just that girl for me. I am obsessed with it. We all know this, but I have some really amazing formulas. You guys, this formula shocked me more than anything. The Givenchy Prism Libre, is it Prism? Prisme Libre blushes are so stunning. I can't even begin to describe. So I'm wearing this one right now, which is the shade Coral number 3. I was shocked by these. If you like the Dior Backstage blushes, which I adore, the pink and the coral, this is basically those 2 shades, but much more pigmented off the bat. So you really don't have to dig in there. I know with the Dior, a lot of people don't like it because you really have to dig in and build it and build it and build it. These will give you that first layer, but you can build these. And these have such a unique formula because they have a subtle glow to them. So my favorite, oddly, is the shade number 3, which is the Coral. So inside there's 4 different colors of blush, but it has a beautiful glow to it. No shine, no shimmer, but it really just makes your face come alive. It has that sort of pastel quality that I like, almost like the neon pastel quality, which reminds me of like the Charlotte Tilbury blush wands. You know how they kind of have that like really pretty neon glowing from within? That's what these blushes have. And you can build this up. If I want to go there and take it all over my nose, all over my face, it really looks like I've been in the sun. It is stunning. And then the pink one is beautiful, but definitely have to build it more. It is the lightest shade. It is the shade 1. So I think during the sale, I'm gonna pick up 1 or 2 more shades, and I think I'm gonna go for the deeper ones. I can't tell you how much I've reached for this blush in particular, and I don't think that they're getting enough hype because there's something super special about this formula. 10 out of 10 recommend these. Another luxury brand that did such a great job on this blush formula, these are the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk blushes. So I picked up 2 shades. I originally got the really beautiful baby pink, which is called Ecstasy. Now this one is one of those really pretty, it almost matches my shirt. It's one of those sort of like bubblegum pinks, but it's not too light. It has a little bit of that purple hue. Now this is definitely a buildable formula. So you kind of want to go in with 2 or 3 layers. I wouldn't say quite as hard pressed as the Dior Backstage, but definitely a buildable formula. So I feel like if you're looking at a shade that's a little bit deeper, don't be afraid to grab it. Once I tried the pink shade and found out that I love the formula, I started seeing reviews and a lot of people were using this color that I initially wasn't interested in, but it is the shade 50, and this one has a gorgeous glow to it. It is absolutely stunning on the cheeks. It has this like peachy gold shift, but it really doesn't enhance your texture because it's just so smooth. It's not powdery, there's not chunks of glitter. I don't know how to describe this other than an elevated version of NARS Orgasm. It is just super beautiful. The formula really is luxe. Of course it's pricey, but you know, I'm a blush fiend. If I had to decide though, I still am gonna rock with my Givenchy, but these are a beautiful, beautiful formula as well. And then if you love baby pink blushes, I have 2 different formulas that I think you would love. I reach for these all the time. So the Tarte Energy Blush, this only comes in 1 shade and it's one of those pH balancing blushes. This is again very much like the Dior Backstage, the pink, but a little bit more pigmented. So I end up reaching for this a ton. It just gives me that beautiful baby doll look. They say it's supposed to adjust to your skin, but honestly, I just think it's a really beautiful light baby pink. I use this a lot, like a lot. And it wasn't on Sephora initially, but it is now, so I had to shout it out. And then if you want that look, but you want something that is just pigmented off the bat, I have to give it to this Gucci blush. Now I wasn't crazy about these blushes other than this shade, and this is the shade True Pink. This is essentially the same thing, very, very similar, but it is not as hard pressed. You really can do like 1 layer in here and you'll get that really beautiful pastel cheek. So this I had to shout out as well because I think I decluttered all of my Gucci blushes except for this shade because it truly is just like that bubblegum pink that I feel like a lot of people are probably sick of, but honestly, give me all the pink. I only have 1 new bronzer to shout out. I'm still loving a lot of the same bronzers, so I will have them linked down below in case you're curious, but I really like this Give Beauty bronzer duo in Toastin. I do think the shades run a little bit dark. This is the light shade. The cream bronzer in here is just immaculate. It just blends like a dream. Honestly, it is so easy, very pigmented, thin, not overly dewy, but also not matte and chalky. And then you have the powder bronzer in here. Now the powder is super warm, so I do want to warn you with this shade, I have to be careful, like only using this with warm eye makeup because it is super, super warm. Like a little goes a long way. Both formulas I really enjoy. I don't know if the other shades are as warm as this one. Sort of gives me like MAC Give Me Sun sort of vibes where it just really makes you look like you've been in the sun when you haven't. Surprisingly, I have two highlighters to mention. One of them is powder, one of them is liquid. I will start off with the powder. This one is brand new to me, but oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. This is the Tom Ford Soleil Neige Glow Bronzer. I believe the shade is Grand Paradis. This is brand new. I picked up the eyeshadow palette as well, but I haven't tried it. This has that baked gelée type formula. Now this is the more golden one. They also have a pinky toned one, which I'm honestly thinking about getting. Look at this highlighter, you guys. It is not powdery. It has that really beautiful creaminess, just absolutely stunning. It reminds me of, you know, like the Dior Reezy ABH. I like those sort of highlighters, and honestly, I don't wear a ton of highlighter anymore. If I do, I'm definitely gonna go for something that's not powdery. This is pricey, okay? But it's that good. It's so beautiful. I really think I'm gonna get the pink one. Somebody stop me, but it is just everything. I love, love, love Tom Ford's holiday lines. I feel like I always find just like my favorite stuff from them, and this is no exception. This is absolutely gorgeous. The other highlighter that I have to recommend, I am in love with. Now you can use it as a highlighter, you can use it on top of your foundation mixed in, or as a primer. I use it as a primer, but this is the Drunk Elephant Be Goldie Bright Drops. This reminds me so much of the NARS SPF Radiant Primer that I have raved about for years. I still love. It has that same gel-like texture, so it gives you a light hydration, but it's not super thick and heavy where it's adding texture or cakiness under your makeup. But look at the glow on this. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I put it on the high points of my face. I put it on my forehead. I haven't tried mixing it in yet, but I do want to try that. This is so beautiful, and I just love the texture. For my combo skin, I can't do the super heavy Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter or even the Auric. I think they're beautiful, but they add texture, almost like this heaviness under my makeup, and this doesn't do that because it has that really thin gel consistency. So I'm really shocked, but I absolutely adore this product. I have two concealers I have to shout out. One of them is new. The other one is sort of like a rediscovery. My top pick has to be the Tower 28 concealer. This is so gorgeous. I'm wearing it right now. I actually got sent a couple shades in PR, and then I went and bought a lighter shade because I just love the formula. Super thin, medium buildable coverage, very smoothing, just plays well with powder, doesn't enhance your fine lines, doesn't get that weird sort of like patchy dryness. I get that sometimes. I just can't recommend this enough. This is one of those that can do pretty much anything. It can be an everyday, throw it on a little bit of brightening, or it can go to full glam if you want to give yourself that really flawless under eye, but it's just hydrating without being heavy. They knocked it out of the park with this. This is phenomenal. And then this product I've been using a lot as foundation. So this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I've been using the shade Cotton Candy. Now, as a concealer, I like it, but I like it even more as a foundation. This is great if you have combo skin, oily skin. It has phenomenal coverage. When I was just super busy trying to get ready and be done, you know, trying to get things done, I would spray my face with a setting spray that was super hydrating. And then I would just put this all over my skin, blend it in, set with powder, and I was good to go. I went through an entire tube of this because I was just reaching for it pretty much every single day in place of foundation. So if you're looking for something that's, I guess, like multi-use, or you just prefer to use concealers as foundation, I think this is a great pick. It has been top drawer ever since I just one day put it all over my face in a rush, and I was like, wow, that looks really good. Moving on to lip products, I have a few that I have to shout out. Now, these are new from Natasha Denona. These are her I Need a Nude lip crayons. So the formula is not new, but these shades, which are Stormy and Lian. So I'm wearing Lian right now. These are so long wearing, and these are really great if you want to do that like 90s grunge look. I wore Stormy in another video, and I had so many comments like, what's on your lips? What's on your lips? It is one of those just really, really rich chocolatey colors. So you definitely have to take your time and blend it out. But you can see that Stormy is more of like that true brown. And then the one I'm wearing right now, Leon, I think that's what it's called, has more of that red undertone. But these are just absolutely gorgeous if you mix them with a really light nude pink lip, which is what I've done. This formula is super creamy and it's very pigmented. It lasts a long time. So one of my go-tos if I want like a really dramatic look, but just absolutely gorgeous formula. So many beautiful nude tones as well. I only have one new lipstick to mention, but I adore this shade so much. And because I love the shade, I've been using the formula more and I'm really impressed. So this is the Dior Rouge Forever. This is essentially a really long wearing bullet lipstick. So basically it gives you the long wear of a liquid lipstick without the dry cracked feel. And I picked up the shade 265 Hope, which is, you guessed it, a baby pink. This is just what I reach for most days, and I blend it in with a nude liner. So I'm wearing that today with that deeper liner. So this goes on almost like a little bit of a satin, but it really does dry down. And I do have to say that this lasts a really long time. It's not as, you know, hydrating or comfortable as, let's say, like a satin lipstick or something that's really hydrating or slippy. This is more of a comfortable liquid lipstick. So it's gonna give you a good long wear, but it's not gonna be like dry, cracked down, standard matte liquid lipstick. So it's kind of like an in-between option, which I personally reach for most of the time. I think that this shade is absolutely stunning and I really, really love the formula. So had to talk about that. And then I do have a couple glosses. So the first is the gloss that I'm wearing right now. I have talked about these, but not enough. If you like MAC lip glosses or you like the Lawless, but even thicker, or the Give Beauty. I didn't mention those because I mentioned them before, but I will have them linked down below. I just thought, oh my God, I love those. And I'm like, wait, those aren't new. So these from ABH are the tinted lip glosses. I have the shade Cantaloupe and also Cotton Candy. I love this type of gloss. Very, very thick, nice pigment. It pretty much matches this lipstick. It is just so beautiful. And I love really thick glosses and pigmented ones because I sort of use them as a topper. So I don't want something that's gonna be slipping all over. I want something that's gonna be high shine, locked in, and it's gonna stay on my lips for a good while. And that's why I like this formula. And then the shade Cantaloupe is so pretty. It's like a nude with some beautiful sparkle in it, but I just love that it actually has pigment. So you can really change up your lips depending on what lip gloss you apply. So these are definitely like a full glam type of product for me. If I'm going full glam and I want something that's gonna hang on and give me that really high shine, I highly recommend those. And if you're looking for a gloss that's super high shine, feels like a lip oil, more sheer and just not sticky, I think you guys would love this. I bought one recently and then bought another one. I couldn't wait. So these are the Glossy Bounce Lip Gloss Oils or Lip Glosses from Say Beauty. So I started out with the shade Bounce. These are so gorgeous, super high shine, very, very, very high shine. They have that like juicy feel to them. And then I picked up another shade called Playa, which is a little bit more sheer. I feel like I still like Bounce more. Let me add some of this just to show you. It is so juicy and high shine, but it's not sticky at all. Feels incredible on the lips. I don't smell maybe like a really light fruit scent, but really nothing crazy. I do wish they had a little bit more pigment, but I typically would just use this with a lip liner and then I use my lip stain underneath. I just think this is so beautiful. And it's one of those products when you put it on, you're just like, yes, like it just feels super comfortable and hydrating on the lips. Of course, you're gonna have to reapply, but it's a good option if you want something natural that feels really good and doesn't have the stickiness. I'm just waiting for more shades and a little bit more pigment, but immediately the first time I used this, I was like, wow, these feel incredible on the lips. Okay guys, so I think that is everything new that I wanted to mention and recommend for the Sephora VIB sale. Again, I will have everything linked down below, the dates, all of the information, and then of course I will have my tried and true products linked underneath that. I just didn't want to go over the same products for like the 4th time because I really don't change my complexion products that much. And if anything made it into this recommendations, it's really that good. Like the Tower 28 concealer, the Cali Ray setting spray. So I will link all these products down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have hauls. Also, there's some new palettes dropping. Like I said, from Natasha, I think Huda's dropping a palette. So there's just a lot of stuff to be reviewing, and hopefully I can get back to just uploading and providing content for you guys. So I'm sorry about my absence. I missed you guys so much. All the links will be down below in the description box. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.